So, in this video, I'm going to chit chat a bit about student loan forgiveness, mortgage loan forgiveness, and basically car note forgiveness. Now, on one hand, it is the most joyous feeling that any single soul can have the moment they don't have that burden of debt that they have to chase behind every single day of the year. So that's the bright side of it. The person holding the debt basically is relieved of it under debt forgiveness or some form of eradication, and they can go about their lives and not have any worries that someone is going to confiscate the asset that is attached to the loan that they borrowed. Now, there's only two that can be repossessed or confiscated: your house or your car. And the third one, which is your education, basically that can't be confiscated. So you already won right there. Knowledge is power, baby. Yeah. So moving along, we tend to direct all of our aggressions to the banks, saying we need no more bailouts and too big to fail rhetorics, and etc. The thing is, those banks, what is that? When you have to bail out a bank, it's because individuals defaulted on their payment. And basically, the bank gave funds directly to a seller of whatever asset an individual purchased. So therefore, the bank doesn't have the money. The bank only claims the interest that it allowed you to obtain that asset of a car, house, or a education. So basically, if they keep coming up short and forgiving people's debts, they're not even making their interest in order to sustain salaries and payments. So the banks aren't necessarily at fault. So they must be bailed out because it's just a medium. They are just a medium, and they are not the ones to be blamed. No bank on earth are the ones to be blamed for the economic crises, however you say it, that takes place on earth. We all participate in the game of life collectively. So basically, it's very complex to go into all of it in this video, but I wanted to cover the what would happen if one of these politicians got rid of the student debt, just like deleted it. What's going to happen is you created two forms of credit. One, you created the credit that the individual doesn't have to pay anymore, right? Now, some folks, they're going to have extra income in their pockets or whatever. And basically, before the whole world collapsed, because now the banks doesn't have any funds to give out, the government or the Treasury or the Feds, the Federal Central Bank would have to basically credit the banks for the same amount that the next politician forgave. So if the student debt is 1.5 trillion, and all of a sudden a politician comes in office and they won and they went forward and say, this is what we're going to do and this is what I want to do, and it gets done, they're going to have to print out the same exact amount and credit the banks for what they forgave. So it's one of those finger traps where you tug on both ends and both your fingers get stuck. That's one of the situations. So that's the concept that I wanted to share in this, and that's about it.